Another new feature at the Clark County School District, well, it's not an app, it's a person. Superintendent Dr. Jara, who joins us in studio this morning. Thank you, sir, for joining us this morning and talking about the beginning of the school year. How you doing?
Doing well. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. Exciting time.
Well, all right, let's talk a little bit about your background as you take over, what is it, the 5th largest school district in the country, coming from Orlando. Tell us about your background before you come here to Clark County.
Well, you know, I spent the last 6 years as deputy in Orange County, which is the 9th largest, as you mentioned, you know, really overseeing all teaching and learning, curriculum and instruction. Been a principal, been a teacher. You know, best days of my life was being a classroom teacher, and then actually as a high school principal. But it all started when my parents decided to move to Miami. I was 10 years old. I was, you know, a student that, you know, similar to the kids that we serve here in Clark County. Didn't speak English, but I still remember coming in the 4th grade and really trying to learn and adjust to this great country, and education. Really, you know, the support I had from teachers, principals, and some of my counselors has made me who I am today. You know, and my passion for urban schools is really serving kids like me. Mm-hmm. And you really go back to and look at all the little things that we take for granted here in America. You know, it's really, and I tell this story is because you know, some of the things that we need to then adjust and help our kids. You know, learning that in October, right at the end of the last day in October, you go around the neighborhood and collect candy, which was foreign to me, but it's just a lot of these different things that you really have to take in as we're you know, helping and educate children. So,
and you've mentioned, I think, since you came here, your motto of one team, one goal, trying to make CCSD #1 for kids. How does the district need to get to that level, achieve that goal?
Well, and I'll say this, I mean, in my time here, what I've seen is I've seen pockets of greatness. I mean, we have great schools. I met some great teachers, great principals, great leaders in the district office. So it's now, how do we really replicate the great things that are happening in Clark County schools to create a system of greatness? And that's when you really need to have with one effort, one team, right? All the adults aligned together, and I mean from my office with the board of trustees and the entire community, with the one goal that's just really all about students. And when you focus on kids, I believe in our children, and I believe that our kids can accomplish a lot of great things, and I want to be the choice for all our kids.
You mentioned pockets of greatness around the district, and I gather you're just starting here, but why is it just pockets? Why are there pockets of greatness around Clark County School District? Well,
I think, you know, as I'm glad you clarified that, as I've been here a little bit over 40 days, is really looking at the great things that are happening. So it's the building principal, the great teachers, you have our magnets, you have, you know, our advanced placement scores. It's how do we then take what great people are doing and then learn from it, so then we can then create that an entire system. So as I'm diving into the work, is to then get the team to start working together up and share some of the best practices across the system, and that's the piece that is exciting for me.
We've seen you hopscotching around the district since you came here to Clark County, listening to students, listening to staff, presumably teachers on the ground level. What are you hearing from them about issues that they see with the district, whether it's the pockets of greatness you're referring to or some of the things that need to be addressed? Well,
you know, it's starting to drive some of where I'm going. You know, because it's from what I'm hearing. I'm hearing they want transparency, which is something that I'm key. One of my key efforts is to really be more transparent with the community, because I think that's something that we need to share. You know, some of the other things, the support for schools, and that's when, you know, last Friday I kicked off for leadership, for my entire leadership team, principals and district staff, is really, we're there to support our entire schools, and I believe the heart of the school district is in the classroom and the building principals. So when you really change that narrative to have that support system for schools, I think that's going to be where we're going to be able to be the #1 district for kids.
Well, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for joining us. Your first day of school already happened a month or so ago, but the first day of school for everybody else is Monday morning, and we look forward to seeing how it goes. Thank you again for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me. Yeah. Looking forward to it.